Hello Cloud Gurus, and in this lecture we're just going to summarize what we've learnt in the last section. Congratulations for making it through this far. That was the largest section of the course, and as you can imagine, EC2 comes up a hell of a lot in the exam, but there's also various functions that dovetail off from EC2, things like EBS, things like your load balancing, things like your auto scaling, etc. So you've done well to get this far. We'll just go through what we've learnt. So EC2 has a number of different options. You've got free tier, you've got your on-demand, which is you've got your reserved, and then you've got your spot instances. EC2 on demand comes with different levels. So you've got your general purpose, you've got compute optimized, you've got your memory optimized, you've got your GPU instances, and then you've got your storage optimized, and those are the different use cases. So compute optimized for compute intensive applications, memory optimized for things such as databasing and memory caching. GPU instances is high performance parallel computing, things like Hadoop for example, and same with your storage optimized, that's generally used for things like data warehousing and parallel computing. So we learned how to launch an EC2 instance, we learned security groups and how we can open up SSH or port 80 to the world, and where we don't want to do that, how we can lock it down to individual IP addresses. We covered the difference between volumes and snapshots. A snapshot basically is just a point in time snap, whereas volumes can either be a restored snapshot or they can be just raw block level storage. We also learnt in that section how to move data from magnetic storage up to SSDs by creating snapshots and then changing the volume types. We then created an Amazon machine image, and we shared that publicly with the world, and we looked at how what security considerations you should look at when doing so. We then configured our load balancers and our health checks. We then looked at CloudWatch and all our monitoring that it provides. We looked at the AWS command line and the two different use cases where you store your credentials locally on an EC2 instance versus using roles, and that can come up quite a bit in the exam, so you always want to do roles for security purposes. And we looked at, there we go, identity access management roles within EC2. We looked at our bootstrap scripts. So we wrote a script that allows us to automatically deploy a web server without us having to even go in and SSH into the box and automatically deploy code, all by running a bootstrap script. We looked at our launch configuration groups, and we configured one which we then used for our auto scaling, and then we had a brief look at Lambda. So that was the largest section of the course. I hope you have learnt a lot from that. Any feedback on the course material, if you think I've missed something, please let me know, and I will go through and re-record the videos to make sure it's up to date. So I really do welcome feedback from this, because I want to make this course the best possible course on the internet, and make sure you get your best value for money. So in the next section we're going to cover Route 53, which is Amazon's DNS service. So if you've got the time, please join me in the next section. Thank you.